Good evening and bloody welcome to the third episode of Summer Night Murder Mystery, the A.B.C. Murders. In the last episode, this guy stumbled in. He is Mrs. Asher's husband. And he appears to be really drunk. His suit is really dirty as well. Let's see if we can observe him. Okay, so I can't observe him, but I do seem to be able to observe this.
It's Alice Asher's notebook. Ah, that's interesting. It probably contains information about our possible debtors and creditors.
Okay.
Bodley. The fruit seller has debts too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information.
Oh, so...
Mary Drower was telling the truth. Mrs. Asher regularly gave money to her alcoholic husband.
Yeah, that was some vital information.
A box of new stockings.
Okay. I don't know how informative it is to find a box of new stockings though. But maybe we will find out about that later on. So let's take a look on the objectives. Our objective now is to find a way to sober up France. Oh, look at what France dropped. So he probably dropped that box of new stockings. Yeah, let's see if we can wake him up. I might look at this first though. Nancy Brawley, she owed Alice Asher £10. We are going to talk to her about that later, but for now we will try to find out more about France, or France. No, France, I think. He was a cabinet maker. He doesn't work at the moment. He is a notorious alcoholic with a violent and aggressive temperament. He's about 60 years old. He looks younger, I think. Let's see if we can speak to him.
He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up.
Okay. Throwing water at him, might that work? I think there is a tap in the back room here, so let's see if we can fill the container with water and throw it at his face. I don't know if that is a good thing to do though, but
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
let's find out. Okay, so we couldn't. There is a bucket here.
Mrs. Asher lived very
No.
simply.
I'm not able to fill the bucket with water, so maybe I can do something here. No, I don't think so. Yeah, then I don't know how we should wake him up. Can we look at him? No, I don't think we can. Let's get out of here and talk to the woman that have the fruit and vegetable store. Accuser of selling rotten fruit. Accuser of Alice Asher's murder. Well, I don't think that accusing her of murder is the right thing to do. Because we really don't have any proof. Accuser of selling rotten fruit, I don't think that is the right thing to do either, but it's more well, it's less incorrect, I think.
Your fruit is rotten.
What? A foreigner dares to say that?
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1, I swear.
Should we accuse her of lying or ask for more explanations? No, yeah, let's accuse her of lying.
Enough lies!
It's not lies. But you're not quite as clever as what you think.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Okay, so maybe she was murdered by them, or maybe she just wasn't in the shop, but I think that she was murdered by them. But if this woman went up to the counter, she would have seen the body, I think. Accuse her of theft. Ask what she saw in the tobacco shop. Ask if she was alarmed. I don't think we should accuse her anymore, so I'm gonna ask what she saw in the tobacco shop.
Did you see anything unusual in the shop?
No. Well, maybe one thing. There was always a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them. Maybe it's the customer who left it there.
Yeah, or a killer.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
Okay, so now we got a new clue. Let's see if we can solve anything. Can we establish the time range during which Mrs. Asher was killed? Since the A.B.C. book was on the counter, I think that we can safely say that she was murdered when Miss Bowley went into the store, or perhaps Mrs. Bowley. I don't know if she's married or not. The fruit seller did not see anybody in the shop at 6 p.m. Because of the counter, the body is not visible from the tobacco shop store. I think that's the right thing to choose. Yeah, so now we've found out about that. Let's see if we can solve any other. No, we have solved all there is to solve now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we have solved the all the little gray cells have been solved. So let's take a look on the notebook here. Alice Asher owed her money. She left some strawberries at the tobacco shop at 6 p.m. and she didn't see anyone. Okay then. I don't know how I will be able to wake up. There is a bottle here. I noticed that before. Let's see what it contains.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her
Oh,
husband.
okay.
But try not to empty the bottle.
So now I know how I will sober up her husband. Nancy Balle's bottle of... oh, it's vinegar. The smell could awaken the dead. Okay. Yeah, so let's return to the store then. I have an objective here. A question Franz Asher. Find a way to sober up Fran or France. Yeah, let's return to the store. Can we speak to Hastings?
The priority is to question Asher.
And this gentleman right over here.
The priority is to question Asher.
Okay, so we can't speak to any of them. And we can't speak to
He's
him.
not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up.
Yeah.
Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
Yeah, it sure
I've
is.
been talking to the neighbors and...
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again.
Yeah, let's speak to him now. Or first let's take a look at him. Let's
This man
use
is in
our
rather a
keen
bad
eye.
state.
And see if we can spot anything unusual. Like a split lip. And a black eye. His knuckles seem to have sores on them as well.
What are you looking at me like that?
Torn
This
coat
man has been
sleeve.
fighting and he smells of alcohol.
Yeah, so he have definitely been in a fight. In the mud, as it seems, judging by his clothes. Should we offer a cigarette? Accuse him of having threatened his wife, or ask what he was doing yesterday evening? Let's offer him a cigarette to see if he smokes. I don't think that he's the murderer though, but let's see what happens if we offer him a cigarette.
Care for a cigarette, monsieur?
What's that? Scented cigarettes? No thanks.
Bien. I was trying to be friendly, but you are quite right. Let us get down to business. You threatened to kill your wife, and now she's dead.
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
So, if things were going so well with your wife, why did you not live with her?
She was the one that left. Nothing to do with me, sir.
Ask if his wife had a lover or accuse him of ill-treating his wife. Yeah, I don't think that we will get so far by accusing him of ill-treating his wife. So I'm gonna go with the first one.
Ah, women are flighty creatures. Did she run away with another man?
Flighty? You talk funny. One thing for sure, if my wife was seeing another man, I'd have given her a good beating.
Interesting. And what were you doing yesterday at the end of the afternoon?
Can't recall.
Can't he recall because he was so drunk, so he have a blackout, or is it just that he doesn't want to tell? Ask politely to cooperate or accuse him of drunkenness. Let's go polite on this one.
Come on, my friend. Try to remember. It is important.
I'm really sorry, sir, but I don't remember a thing.
I see. But maybe you do remember threatening to kill your wife?
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
Are you often involved in fights?
I don't know what you mean.
Make fun of him being beaten up? No, let's go with accuse this time.
Asha, look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he's not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed A.B.C. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an A.B.C. guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events.
Okay. Reconstruct the crime's course of events by selecting the actions that the killer may have executed. Reconstruction.
The killer enters the shop.
Advance, attack. I don't know what any of the options do, but I'm gonna go with advance.
Mrs. Asher turns around to greet her customer.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Ask for cigarettes.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
And he places the book on the counter.
He then places the A.B.C. on the counter before leaving.
The A.B.C. was not found like that. We are not far from the solution, Hastings. Would you mind if we thought about it a little more?
Reconstruction failed?
The killer enters
I
the
thought
shop.
it went pretty good. Okay, let's attack at once then.
Mrs.
Right
Asher
away.
keeps her back turned. The murderer grabs his walking stick. She turns around, he strikes her violently. He then places the A.B.C. on the counter before leaving.
No, the victim has no wood to the temple. And the A.B.C. is not the same as in the crime scene. Let us think again, mon cher.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the case, but since my first assumption
The
wasn't
killer
right,
enters the shop.
I thought that I would try something else, but that wasn't right either. How come they know that the murderer was carrying a walking stick? That is kinda weird. Well, let's advance on. I don't think that I can do anything else than to choose between these two options. So let's go with advance again.
Mrs. Asher turns around to greet her customer.
He certainly didn't attack while she was facing him, so he asked for cigarettes.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Here I chose the put option. So let's go with turn around then, because it didn't work out when I chose the put option. So I'm gonna go with this one.
He then places the ABC
Oh,
upside
okay.
down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
So it was a success.
Asher has a strong alibi and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
So now we are returning back to London then.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I will go and see.
Okay, so read the letter. Congratulations. Okay. What is this? It's a magazine.
Daily Flicker,
Or
June the
newspaper.
22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist.
Yeah, that was the crime that we are trying to solve. Cookies.
It is not the right time.
It is not the right time to turn on the light. Is that it? There's a fan.
Ah, some cool hair.
I wonder if it is summer in the game as well, since he seems to enjoy the cold air from the fan. I guess that it is a hot day. Okay, I don't think that I can observe anything here. Maybe I can walk this way. No. So I should head over to the door, I think, to get the ladder. I could observe Hastings, I guess.
No doubt about it. Hastings is going bald.
Okay. By the way, Hercule looks younger in here because he doesn't have a bald spot. I don't know if the novel, if he is bald in the novel, but in the filmization of the novels, he is bald. Well, he does have a bald spot. Yeah, he's played by David Suchet, and David Suchet is bald, so that might be an explanation as to why Hercule Poirot is bald as well. There is a crocodile here. I wonder if that is a stuffed crocodile or if it is just like a statue. And I wonder where he have gotten it from. I can observe here. Oh, it's the A.B.C. book that was in the tobacco store. There is
Andover, Hampshire, population 31,200 inhabitants.
Okay. Okay then. Let's go over to the door and take a look at the ladder. I think this is another letter from the killer.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, A.B.C.
Oh, so there is going to be
The
another
next
murder.
crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
Yeah, the next victim's name will start with a B. I know that for a fact. Let's take a look on the book here. And see if we can find out anything about B.
Andover, Hampshire, population 31,200 inhabitants.
No? I thought that maybe I could find out anything about what was it called?
Dear Mr.
Bexhill.
Poirot. Well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, A.B.C.
Bexhill-on-Sea. There doesn't appear to be any fingerprints. I wonder where the letter is sent from, because if we can find out where the letter was sent from, then it is a step closer to get the murderer. Let's take a look at the objectives here. Compare the new letter with the first one. Okay, where do I have the first one though? Notebook. So Franz Asher is now a witness. He used to threaten to kill his wife. After Japp's confirmation, his alibi appears to hold. Okay. Where do we have the let's take a look in the mirror. And we got 3 ego points. This is kinda weird. Well, I guess that the letter was slipped under the door, because there isn't any slot in the door where the mail could go. But if the letter was slid under the door, then it must have been put there by the murderer, I think. And as soon as the ladder comes under the door, then Hercule Poirot should bust the door open and caught him in the act, or her. We don't know if the murderer is a male or a female, but I don't think that my theory would work though, because maybe the murderer have hired someone to put the ladder under the door. Hercule got a pretty big apartment here. It's not really large, but it is a pretty big apartment. I think his ladder is at the desk here.
Let us examine this more closely.
Okay. It seems to be written by a typing machine. The W is faded out in the middle there as well as there, so it is probably written with the same typewriter. I don't know what I will do with.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
Yeah, let's go with the W.
The W is not printed properly.
And it is like that
The W is not printed
in
properly.
the second letter as well. I'm not done yet.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The end of
Yeah.
the affair went like clockwork, don't you feel?
This is the third
But
time
fun has
we
only
read
just
this
started.
letter.
I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, A.B.C.
Okay then. Can I go back? Yeah. I want to select.
Nothing to report for these characters. Let us examine another word.
I want to select this letter. Oh, here we go. The W. There we have the W. That W though is doesn't have the faded out. Isn't faded out in the middle. But of course that is a capital letter. So that might be why it isn't. The I looks strange too.
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
The I seems like it is double. So let's.
Yes, this I is weird.
Yeah. So.
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter.
Yep.
Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Isn't that enough? Those are the only. Well, the A seems to be pretty tilted. The capital A.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
So let's choose.
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter.
Yeah, let's compare it with the A here as well.
That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. What's special about the Andover murder? Well, the Andover A.B.C. guide is pretty special, isn't it? Letter announcing the Bexhill's crime. Yeah, it's pretty special that the theft, a theft is not the motive for the crime. The first victim was called Asher. Alice Asher was killed. What's special about the Andover murder? Well, it is special that she was named. What's her name again? Alice Asher. That starts with an A, and she was murdered in Andover, which also starts in an A. So I'm gonna go with the first victim was called Asher. What can we guess about the next victim? Well, judging from the ladder, the next person who is going to be killed have a name that starts with a B.
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Chap. I will explain there.
New objective is leave Whitehaven, or what did it say? Yeah, Whitehaven. That's the apartment complex that he lives in, I think. So yeah, we should leave, but I'm not gonna do that now because it is time to end this episode here. So yeah, until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching and have a good night.